You will be born in a country where oil flows like a river, yet there will never be electricity in your home. You will live in the wealthiest state in Africa, where every second person exists on less than $2 a day. Your city might look like Manhattan, but a 10-minute walk away, people build houses out of trash directly on the water. You will fear the police more than bandits and hope in God more than the state. What country is this? This is Nigeria. Why does the largest exporter of oil have constant queues for gasoline? Is it true that it houses the world's second largest film industry, while school children are kidnapped for ransom just around the corner? Can a guy from the slums of Lagos become a global Afrobeat star if he doesn't even have money for shoes? Nigeria's population is 230 million. By 2050, it will become the third largest country in the world, overtaking the US. The chance of being born Nigerian today is 3%. Every 30th child on the planet is from here. Meet those through whose eyes we will see this chaos. Chidi was born into the oil elite in Abuja. His father is a high-ranking official. His mother owns a chain of boutiques. His life consists of private clubs, private jets, and a British education. Blessing was born in Makoko, the world's largest water slum in Lagos. Her house stands on stilts over black sludge, and her future is as hazy as the smoke from burning tires. Today we strip the mask off the African giant. Are you ready to see the real Nigeria? But first, what is Nigeria? It is not one country. It is a patchwork quilt of 250 ethnic groups divided in half, the Muslim North and the Christian South. And between them, a chasm. In Nigeria, status is defined by tribe and connections. Who you know is the primary currency. If you don't have connections, you don't exist. Chidi was born in an elite hospital in London. His mother flew there a month before the birth specifically, so her son would have a British passport. Birth tourism is the norm for Nigeria's top tier. His childhood is spent behind a 5-meter fence with electrified barbed wire. He has a nanny from the Philippines and a personal bodyguard. Chidi doesn't know what heat is because the air conditioner in his room never turns off. A massive diesel generator in the yard roars 24/7, providing the family with the light the rest of the country lacks. Blessing was born in a canoe, literally. In Makoko, there are no maternity hospitals, only midwives. Her first breath is the smell of rotting fish and sewage. At 5 years old, her job is to help her mother smoke fish. The smoke stings her eyes, and her fingers are constantly covered in burns. She has no birth certificate. To the state, she doesn't exist. She drinks water from plastic bags sold by middlemen because the water in the lagoon beneath her feet is toxic. Blessing's main lesson: if you want to survive, you must know how to haggle and run faster than the police. Chidi attends the American International School in Lagos. Tuition costs $25,000 a year. That's more than the average Nigerian will earn in 15 years. Children of ministers and oil magnates study here. His schedule: 7:30. Breakfast of avocado toast. A driver in an armored SUV takes him to school. 8:30 to 1500. Lessons following an American curriculum, STEM, critical thinking, drama. Classes have 12 students and icy air conditioning. 15:30. Personal tutor for the SAT and French. Among wealthy families, there is a cult of the Western start. Tutors come directly to the house. Their task is to ensure Chidi gets into the Ivy League. 1800. On free time, pool in the yard, video games on PS5, or chatting with friends in a private messenger. Chidi is almost never on the street. His freedom is limited by the fence of the elite estate. Blessing goes to a state school, provided it hasn't been washed away by the latest storm. There are 80 children to one teacher. There aren't enough desks. Children sit 3 to a seat. Her schedule: 5 a.m. Wake up, chop wood for the stove, or clean fish. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. School. Lessons are often interrupted because there is no electricity or the teacher left for a second job. 1300. Free time. In the slums, it doesn't exist. Blessing takes a tray of flatbreads or bottles of water and goes into the field. 1400 to 1900, working in traffic jams. This is her main school and her main tutor. The street. She learns to recognize car types, dodge motorcycles, and calculate change quickly. Blessing's tutor is her older sister, who shows her how to write letters on scraps of newspaper by the light of a mobile phone in the evening. In Nigeria, education is either a golden ticket to London or a formality that has to be abandoned for a piece of bread. While Chidi memorizes formulas for Oxford, Blessing memorizes petrol prices so she knows how much to charge drivers in the traffic jam for water. In Nigeria, the army is the only way for a poor person to gain any power, but it is deadly. In the north, Boko Haram rages. In the south, pirates and militants roam the Niger Delta. Chidi will never wear a uniform. His service consists of Instagram photos in camouflage style from an elite gym. Why are people kidnapped here? Nigeria is a country of immense disparities. For militants, kidnapping school children is a business. While the elite in Abuja order champagne from France, terrorists dictate their own laws in the Sambisa forest. Safety in Nigeria is a commodity Blessing cannot afford. She fears SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, patrols more than robbers, because to them, any poor boy is a suspect, and any beautiful girl is prey. In Nigeria, higher education is a cult, but the paths of Chidi and Blessing diverge completely. Chidi, for him the question isn't will I get in, but which country? 90% of the children of the Nigerian elite go to study in Britain, Canada, or the US. This is called japa, a slang word meaning to escape or to flee. Chidi goes to Oxford. His parents pay £40,000 a year for him to get a degree that will eventually allow him to manage the family oil business. Blessing, for her, the path goes through the JAM, the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. It is hell. For every one spot in a top state university, like Unilag in Lagos, 500 people apply. There are budget, free spots, but to get them, you must be a genius or have connections. Blessing prepares by candlelight. She takes the exam in a stifling classroom where computers constantly crash due to power outages. Even if she gets in, her studies might drag on for 7 years instead of 4. Why? Strikes. ASUU. State university professors go months without pay and simply stop coming to work. In Nigeria, the weight of society presses down on everyone. On Chidi, there is the pressure of status. He is obligated to match his father's level. On Blessing, there is the black tax. Her entire extended family chipped in for her textbooks, and now she is obligated to graduate to pull them all out of the slums. A mistake is a betrayal of the clan. Chidi. After Oxford, he returns to Lagos. A seat on a board of directors or a position in a multinational corporation awaits him. His salary is $5,000 a month plus bonuses. He lives in the Ikoyi district, where apartment rent costs as much as in New York. Blessing. With a degree in sociology, she enters a market where youth unemployment is 40%. Finding her first job takes 1 to 2 years. She finds a secretarial position with a salary of 60,000 naira, about $45 to $50 per month. Wake up is at 4:30 a.m. In Lagos, the go slow traffic jam is a lifestyle. She spends 4 to 6 hours a day in Danfo minibuses. 40% of her salary goes to transport, 40% to food, rice, beans, yams, and the rest is sent to her parents. Nothing remains for clothes or makeup. Why are there queues for petrol in an oil-rich country? Because Nigeria has no functioning oil refineries. Crude oil is sold abroad and gasoline is bought back at triple the price. Corruption in state subsidies eats everything. Blessing sees these queues every day while she walks, because bus fares have spiked due to the fuel shortage. Part 6. Love and Traditions. In Nigeria, there is no such thing as just dating. Family is everything. A status of unmarried after age 25 is considered suspicious. Relationships are always a deal between two families. Chidi meets his future wife at a private party in the elite Ikoyi district. She is the daughter of a minister. It is a political union. Blessing meets a guy at church. The church in Nigeria is not just about religion, it is the main dating site and job agency. Gender balance. There are roughly equal numbers of men and women, but due to high male mortality and conflicts and hard labor, a successful, healthy, and wealthy man is a rarest resource that women fight over. What do they look for first? Women look at pocket capacity. This isn't greed, it's a survival instinct. Men look at family status and a woman's ability to keep the home. Beauty is important, but money and connections are paramount. The wedding. Blessing's family takes out a massive loan to throw a wedding. The most important part is the bride price. The groom must bring a list of items, from bags of salt to expensive fabrics. If the groom cannot pay, there is no wedding. Blessing eventually has 4 children. She works until the last day of her pregnancy. Maternity leave in private firms is only 3 months, often unpaid. There is no paternity leave for husbands. Chidi spends $100,000 on his wedding, a 3-meter tall cake. Performers from the US, Chidi has 2 children. They are immediately sent to study in London. In Nigeria, there is no decent state pension for the majority. Chidi flies off to spend his final years in his home in Dubai. Blessing relies only on her children. If her sons achieve success, she will live in comfort. If not, she will sell water at the market until her last breath. A pension of $20 to $30 a month won't even cover medicine. Nigeria is not a country for the weak. It is a place where 230 million people perform the impossible every single day. In one district, they film movies watched across the globe, Nollywood, while in another, people live without access to clean water. Here, a boy from the slums like Burna Boy or Wizkid can become a global Afrobeat star simply because he had no choice but to be the best. Nigeria is a 3% chance of birth. It is a lottery. By 2050, every third person in Africa will be Nigerian. Who would you be in this African giant? Would you be Chidi, managing the country's resources without ever leaving an armored car? Or Blessing, building her life out of trash and faith, becoming stronger than any concrete? Nigeria gives no guarantees. It only gives opportunities, and it is up to you whether you can grab them. What kind of life would you choose in this country? Let us know in the comments.